My name is Rishi Rajagopalan, and welcome back to Fakeriot Act. It's good, right? Let's jump right in. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, we are neck deep in cuffing season, and roster cuts are upon us. It's time to decide, do you like that person you've been hooking up with so much that you would be willing to spend $15 on flowers and chocolates, maybe a teddy bear, and make it official? That's right, people. Valentine's Day is on the way. But what if you don't have a special someone? Past U.S. government census data reports that over 20% more Americans are single now than in 1960. And I know what you're thinking. I mean, come on, Rishi. It was 1960. Back then, you would just marry whoever came to your papa with the most chickens or goats or whatever, right? And that's not exactly true. In 1965, a group of Harvard undergrads created the world's first dating service on a 5-ton mainframe computer. That's the size of 3 Toyota Camrys. Indian people measure everything in units of Camry. The Taj Mahal is actually 50 Camrys tall, so the more you know. Anyways, Harvard students could pay $3, fill out a questionnaire on a punch card, feed your little sex scantron to Optimus Prime's grandfather, and boom, you get matched with 5 other students based on compatibility. Sound familiar? Times and technology may change, but humanity is just as desperate 50 years later. I mean, these days, it seems like we're willing to do whatever it takes, whether that's Googling someone's name, lurking on Instagram, or breaking into someone's house, hacking your phone, and killing her boyfriend so you can be together forever. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you know what I mean. People are willing to go on reality TV to try and find the one.
Yo, what up? This your boy Soldier Boy. Tell him.
What's up, Soldier Boy?
Let's get it, Dez. Let's go. You look pensive, baby. Maybe you should go and do some contemplating.
Right reason, right reason. Be a pretty girl for all the right reasons. Right reasons, right reasons. Pretty girl for all 4 seasons.
I'm the bachelorette and I'm rapping to you poolside. Here to find true love, one man for my whole life. Last time you saw me, I was crying in a limo. Sean sent me home and put my heart in limbo.
I don't think Drake will be stealing that flow anytime soon. But love's become a big business. Dating shows like The Bachelor franchise and Love Island rake in hundreds of millions of dollars per year. But what if you're not one of the select few who get to embarrass themselves on national television? Well, if you're like 40 million other Americans, you're dating online. We are more connected now than ever before. And that's not a bad thing. The internet is like the Staten Island ferry. Right? Your destination might be a steaming pile of trash, but anyone can get a ticket. Over 20% of heterosexual couples these days meet online, and that's nothing compared to the almost 70% of same-sex couples. That's incredible. We're breaking down social barriers one swipe at a time. Dating apps take Mitt Romney's binders of women to a whole nother level. I have thousands of single people in my pocket. If anything, we live in an era of too much choice, and that can expose some strange cross-sections of society.
This is the worst date I've ever been on. I bet my shoes cost more than your stupid boat does. I am not touching your worm.
No more blind dates for me.
Something see me. Get off, get off, get off, get off.
Whoa!
You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
City folks just don't get it.
Luxy is a dating platform, a mobile dating app that caters to the top 1% in terms of wealth and financial power. It's like a Tinder minus, the poor people.
We are London's sophisticated family looking for an adjusting bride for our only son. The girl should be willing to sever all ties with her past. She should be devoted to her new family. She should be willing to change her name along with her surname. Any trace of previous identity will not be encouraged.
Alright, this dude is definitely working for the Indian CIA, right? What, she has to go into witness protection to marry your only son? Is there another son we don't know about? But international fugitives aren't the only ones looking for love.
There are dating apps for different sexualities, religions, and now a space for Trump supporters. Donald Daters is, quote, a singles community connecting lovers, friends, and Trump supporters alike. Donald Daters is an app that allows users to meet the right match for them. According to the website, quote, many on the left chose party over love, stopping any date if the other user is a supporter of our president. The website says users receive 25 matches per day at no cost.
That's right, people. 25 whole entire matches per day, and Mexico's going to pay for it. So what kind of smart, free-thinking young men are on this app?
Absolutely. I mean, I've had a few matches. Obviously, it's only been out a few weeks, so haven't gotten any dates yet, but yeah, it looks promising.
All right, so you have found other Trump supporters that you've matched with online. How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So you go through an app just like any other kind of dating app, swipe left, swipe right, obviously depending on your preference. And then if you get matched up with the other person, you can start talking from there.
Did you talk to them about the wall?
Absolutely. The first things out of my mouth is build that wall.
And, much like the actual Trump administration, Make America Date Again had massive leaks of all their user info within hours of launch. Hours. We're talking over 1,600 users, names, pictures, and every single message they sent. And this is the first time that's happened. Y'all remember Ashley Madison? For those of you unaware, and for you nervous husbands out there pretending to be unaware, Ashley Madison was a dating site for bored men and lonely housewives. Which is messed up, but in their CEO's defense, he said, and I quote, "Affairs help preserve many marriages." He even wrote a book about it. Clearly, their CEO is not Jeff Bezos. Mackenzie, I know you're watching this. I've been thinking about our relationship a lot, and I miss you. We live in a cynical world, and we work in a business of tough competitors. I love you. You complete me. And you had me at $65 billion. Please take me back. Sorry, I got caught up in the moment. Guess I can kiss my Amazon Prime account goodbye. Back to Ashley Madison and their theory on preserving a healthy marriage. Clearly, not everyone agreed, because a team of hackers stole all of Ashley Madison's data and threatened to release it unless they shut down their operation. Ashley Madison refused, and the rest is history. Thousands of user identifications, infidelities, and deep dark sexual fantasies released to the world. And look, we all use dating apps. Most people aren't even trying to hook up with anyone. It's like the world's easiest video game, where the grand prize is finding out that a girl you never talked to in class 3 years ago thought you were cute. I don't really care if Tinder knows that or not. But what else is at stake? Turns out it's a lot more than you think. If you ever requested your personal data back from Tinder or other apps, you'd be shocked with what you got. Tinder captures and stores so much more than just your activity on the app. Journalist Judith DePortale got back 800 pages of dirt, ranging from Facebook likes and Instagram photos to when and where every online conversation happened, the ages and ethnicities of men she preferred, and what she liked to eat and listen to. As she put it, reading through the 1,700 Tinder messages I've sent since 2013, I took a trip into my hopes, fears, sexual preferences, and deepest secrets. Tinder knows me so well. It knows the real, inglorious version of me who copy-pasted the same joke to match 567, 68, and 69, who exchanged compulsively with 16 different people simultaneously one New Year's Day, and then ghosted 16 of them. Tinder is like the ultimate Indian auntie. Even if you don't care about your data, they do. Tinder's privacy policy clearly states that they cannot promise you data security. And your data is used for all kinds of crazy shit. Beyond just personalizing your experience on the app, your online identity is used in a number of research studies you probably never gave direct consent to participate in. Other companies can and have scraped your data for their own purposes. And keeping your profile on private doesn't protect you. A few years ago, private data from over 70,000 OkCupid users was made public by Danish researcher Emil Kierkegaard, a neo-Nazi white supremacist, and if that wasn't enough for you, proponent of child porn and child rape. Kierkegaard created his own pseudo-scientific, not peer-reviewed journal in support of eugenics and racist ideologies.
Second conjecture is that this worldwide inequality in intelligence is substantially genetic in origin, and we're not saying it's entirely genetic, but we're saying there's a reasonable genetic component to this, and I think that's a reading you would agree with.
So, worldwide inequality, after centuries of war, theft, and colonization, is due to some ethnicities being dumber than others, sounds about Nazi to me. Kierkegaard used that OkCupid data to try and back up his hypothesis. When he didn't find anything because, Nazis were wrong, he turned to zodiacs and investigating their influences on us. He tested zodiacs against every single variable they had in the set and found no correlation, which is honestly such a Gemini thing to discover. This OkCupid data published was not anonymized and contained users' personality traits, answers to a number of profiling questions, relationship preferences, and a bunch of other stuff you probably don't want public on the internet. The only reason he didn't publish pictures was because it would have taken up too much hard drive space. So why do this? Well, according to him, data is public, so what's the issue? I guess the self-titled "we should let pedophiles rape children" guy doesn't understand why some people want to keep things private. But Nazis aren't the only ones using your data to study humanity. Christian Rudder, co-founder of OkCupid and now New York Times bestselling author of Dataclysm, created the OK Trends blog in 2009, which documented the myriad of correlations between who we are and what we do. Most notably was Real Stuff White People Like, where he broke down OkCupid users' most common interests by race. For example, Latinos were most likely to mention dancing, such as merengue and bachata. Black people were much more likely to mention soul food, and white guys love frat houses and Van Halen. I have no idea what Van Halen is, but that fits. My favorite finding, though, is, and I quote, "There are no foods distinct for white people unless you count Diet Coke." Diet Coke, official food of white people.
Diet Coke Twisted Mango, because... Oh. That's why. Can't help it. Hey.
How dare you do that to mangoes? Anyways, beyond your data just being used to prove white people are weird, which who needs data, your very ability to secure a loan could be at stake. Credit scoring companies in the US and China are already experimenting on how to predict likelihood to repay loans based on social media activity. For example, US FICO analysts are already reporting that the number of times you say wasted on your Facebook profile correlates negatively with your likelihood to pay back a loan. Which, I don't know who's still drunk posting on Facebook in 2019. I thought we all moved that to LinkedIn. In China, they're already bumping credit scores of people connected to celebrities and well-known figures on social media. Alright, so fuck Tinder, forget OkCupid. You're going to go on Hinge or Bumble, because those seem more secure, right? Well, think again. Most of these apps are all owned by the same company. Meet Match Group, parent company and owner of most of the apps you use, including Tinder, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, and Match.com. And if they don't own said dating app now, they will soon. Match Group owns over 45 dating businesses, and that number just keeps going up. Most recently, they purchased 51% of shares in Hinge, with the opportunity to purchase the rest within the year. Innovative online dating startups get bought out by Match Group in initial stages, making it impossible for new companies to grow and take a stake in the industry. Basically, Match Group is Thanos of the online dating world, and we all know how that turned out.
Start? I don't feel so good.
You're all right.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
And if you're too big to acquire, Match Group just poisons the well. The founder of Bumble, Whitney Wolfe, co-founded and actually literally named Tinder. She left the company after suing another founder for sexual harassment and created Bumble as an online dating platform more driven by women. Match Group naturally wanted to acquire Bumble and found out they weren't alone. So they sued them for copying Tinder's concept. Bumble responded to this lawsuit with an open letter, literally saying, "We swipe left on you," which is so petty, and I love it. That wasn't all, though. They countersued Match Group for scamming them out of proprietary information during those initial acquisition talks. Say that 10 times fast. Bottom line, though, is that all of this legal red tape has ruined Bumble's business opportunities elsewhere, and Match Group wins. But the family feud doesn't end there.
The co-founders of dating app Tinder, along with 8 current and former Tinder employees, are suing the app's current owners, Match Group, and their parent company, IAC. In a lawsuit filed in New York, the plaintiffs, which include founders Sean Rad, Justin Mateen, and Jonathan Badin, claim that the current owners tampered with the company's value in order to withhold billions of dollars. CNN reports that the group is seeking a total of about $2 billion worth of damages.
Match Group is currently countersuing Tinder and sending them to their room to think about what they did. Keep in mind, this is the company that knows all of your deepest, darkest secrets, and no one can really stop them. We've seen this with modern monopolies like Amazon and Google. So why do we let this happen? We can't feel data, we can't touch it, so it's not there. But it is. Your personal data affects so much more than just your experience on a dating app. Data is everything. This affects what job offers you see on LinkedIn, what your car insurance may cost you, and whether you can even get a loan. So what do? Throw our phones in a garbage disposal, pack a bag, and live like Tom Hanks in Castaway for the rest of our lives? Or even worse, go to a bar and talk to a stranger without meeting online first? That's your call. But ask yourself, exactly how much information are you willing to give up to get laid? I'm Rishi Rajagopalan. This has been Fakeriot Act. Happy Valentine's Day and good night.
Still going. Maybe slowing it down. Maybe it's getting sexier. I don't know. Mango does.